your name is Jackie.
Yes.
And you work now here at Martha's Village, right?
Yes, in case management.
What do you do here?
I'm a case manager. I help the clients get through the program. There's program requirements we have here, CNE classes, job searching. And
What's
do whatever.
CNE?
CNE is career in education.
Okay.
What takes place there, if they don't have a GED or high school diploma, then we help them out with that, which is very important now. Job searching skills, we have a variety of classes. JSS, which is an all-day class where they get the proper things they need to go out there and look for jobs, how to interview. We give them vouchers for interviewing clothes, different things, and then once they're done with that, then they go on to job searching, job club.
And you help them through that whole process.
Well, we make sure that they get there, and then in the current education department, there are people who help them through that, monitor them and stuff like that.
And these are homeless people that
Yes.
have come to live here somewhat permanently until they get their lives back on track.
Yes, they're in the long-term transitional housing program.
And how did you get it, Jackie? I mean, were you an employee, or did you come to the program, or what's
No.
your story?
I struggled with the 19-year drug addiction myself.
Wow.
From the age of 13 until I was 32. When I hit 32, everything just came down. CPS came for my kids, and I mean, it was really bad. I lost everything, and I ended up living with my ex-mother-in-law and sleeping on her floor with my 4 kids. And I was clean for about 3 months, and I started thinking, well, what's next? I had no education. I only went to 6th grade. I had a GED to fall back on. I had that, but I hadn't been employed for over 10 years. And living with other people, you can't get ahead. So at this point, I started, after 3 months, I couldn't find a job. I started thinking, what's next? And so I started hearing about Martha's Village and Kitchen, and I thought, well, I don't want to go there. It's a homeless shelter. But I ended up coming anyways, because basically I didn't have anywhere else to go. And when I got here, they took me in, and I did live in the emergency shelter with my 4 kids for about 2 weeks. From there, I transitioned upstairs to the long-term program. I was there for about a year, did JSS, all the requirements that were asked of me, and I got through the program, and I was here for about a year.
Wow.
And then
How are your kids doing?
Oh, my kids are doing great.
How old are they?
I have a 6-year-old, I have a 9-year-old, a 10-year-old, and a 16-year-old.
Wow.
So now their lives were pretty much a mess when I was in my addiction, but now they're good. They're good. They're stable. And that's one thing that we took from here was stability. It was great, and my kids, and for me to know that from night to night, different things weren't going to happen. The police weren't going to come, or CPS wasn't going to come for them, or it was just the stability of not having to worry about what's going on the outside, and just able to focus on myself.
Did you have to worry about food and feeding yourself and the kids when you were addicted?
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much anything I got went to my addiction. So basically, my kids lived off top ramen at that point.
Wow.
But I made it pretty rough for them.
Wow.
Pretty rough.
And now, with Martha's Village, they gave you the stability, it gave you a chance because they provided the food, the shelter, the support, and then you could just worry about yourself.
Worry about myself, focusing
Get
on
yourself.
myself. And then they also have this wonderful children's facility that I didn't have to worry about childcare. I knew my kids were safe here, and I was able to go out and do what I had to do to better our life. And now I'm buying my own home. I have my own car, and I had never even owned a license. I was already 32. Never even had owned a license until I came here and was able to start paying off the different things I owed so that I was able to get my license back. So this place, Martha's Village and Kitchen, really, I mean, if you're ready for change, there's no better place you could come than here.
What made you want to come back and work here? I mean, what your success for it? You did it. Did you start from the start because you wanted to give back, or was it just something that you felt compelled to do, or what makes you decide to come back?
I never really had any direction. When I was living here, and I started to see, like, with my case manager and everything, how I started to believe, and I knew that people deserve a second chance, and that there's always hope. There's always hope, and that people don't understand that, especially when you're in your addiction and you get clean for like 3 months and then you fall again. They think, oh, that's it. I messed up and that's it. But with the staff here, we show them, even though you mess up, you got to get back up again. You got to keep going forward. And that's what my case manager would always tell me, like, Jackie, you have to keep moving forward no matter what you go through. So at that point, I thought, you know what? I could do this. And that's what, when I left her after my year, obviously you have to be out of the program for a whole year with no services or nothing to be able to come back and get employed. So after my year, during my year though, I would come back and volunteer a lot just to stay in touch. And then once the day my year was up, I came back and I applied. And I started off though in the emergency shelter. I started from the bottom.
Wow.
And I had to work my way all the way up.
Are there other people like you, Jackie?
Oh, there's lots of people here like me. Lots of people that just need that second chance, to be given to them. And there's a lot of people I know who, when I lived here, not so after I've lived here, who are great success stories that are still, in their own homes and, didn't have their kids, were reunited with their kids when they were here, and just kept moving forward, doing great now.
It's fantastic.
It's an awesome story.
What can people do to help?
I believe we'll volunteer in any type of way. There's all different types of way you could help here. Financially, donations, with volunteering your time, we have lots of children here, Pampers, formula, anything that you could think of to donate. We could use it here.
Toilet paper,
anything,
blankets, pillows, clothes.
All of it, because we house a lot of children, infants,
a lot of
toddlers, school age, teenagers,
We forget sometimes, don't we, that the children suffer right alongside
That's right.
their parents who are homeless or addicts, and they often suffer in silence.
Yes, they do. My kids are examples of 4 children that were like that. They never really complained, my kids, but it showed in their academics at school and stuff like that. My oldest daughter, she was very behind. Now she's where she's supposed to be in school, but I think the ones who really feel it too are the teenagers who come in here. Because they're already in high school or whatever, and then their friends find out that they're at a homeless shelter. It makes it a little tough for them.
Right.
Those are the ones that we try to, that we really need to help out, because...
And I think, if kids don't have a nutritious meal, if they're eating top ramen like your kids were, it's really hard at school to concentrate on your academics when you're not eating healthy meals.
Yes, and here before they leave to school, we make sure that they get 3 meals a day.
Yeah.
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Obviously, they're not here for lunch, but the breakfast, all that we try to provide for them so that they can concentrate more.
Right.
John was telling us that you get a lot of your food provided to you by Fine Food Bank. It gives you the extraordinary deals based on their volume, and that you're able to provide those nutritious meals to all the kids on a daily basis, which is probably something very vital to your services.
Yes, it is. It is. And not, even our clients that live here, but we have the community too who come for boxes of food, to feed their families. We have the ones who come every time they're supposed to be here. So not only do we help the clients, but the community in any way that we can.
That's great.
That's exciting.
Can you think of anything else that you two would like to ask?
This is the interview.
Okay.
Oh, well, since you made it through that process, what do you think you should if you would give advice to someone that was homeless? What would you tell them to, let themselves up and be successful in life and start a new life like you did?
Well, you gotta. People have to understand too. It's not easy, and that it's not going to happen overnight. It's a process, and we understand that. That's why we give them up to 2 years to be here. you know, we try not to have them here that long because our whole thing is wanting to get that job and find permanent housing. But you have to understand that it's not something that's going to happen overnight. It's going to take months, you know, before you could actually be where you need to be in your life.
So be patient.
Be patient, but it does happen. It does.
Patient with yourself and patient with people that are going through the program.
Yes, definitely.
Great. Thanks, Jackie.
You're welcome.
You're awesome.
Thank you.
You really are.
And you know what? There's another client. God bless you.
God bless you.